The Alchemist, The Journey to Find Treasure, and What Santiago Really Found. Introduction. If there is a dream, repeating many times in your life, is it just a coincidence? Or is it destiny trying to tell you something? I used to think dreams are just products of imagination, until I read Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist. It's not just the story of a boy searching for treasure. It's the story of all of us, of people who once had a dream, but then gradually gave it up because of fear. There's a sentence in the book that I'll never forget. When you truly desire something, the entire universe conspires to help you achieve it. At first, I thought it was just a beautiful saying, but the more I followed Santiago, I understood the miracle wasn't in the treasure, but it lies precisely on the journey to find it. Chapter 1. The Shepherd Boy and the Strange Dream. Santiago was a young shepherd boy. Every day he led his flock of sheep across the fields, slept under the starry sky, and lived a seemingly free life. But deep down, there was something that always urged him on, a dream. In that dream, he saw a treasure near the Egyptian pyramids. Once might have been a coincidence, but when that dream returned a second time, Santiago began to wonder, what would happen if I missed this message? How many of us have ever had a dream like that? A dream of starting a company, writing a book, traveling to a new land, or simply living the life we truly desire. But then we chose to stay. For safety. Chapter 2. The Price of a Dream. To begin the journey, Santiago had to sell his flock of sheep. That was his entire fortune. That decision made many people think he was crazy. But I realized every dream has a price. You can't enter a new chapter if you're still clinging to the old one. Sometimes the hardest thing isn't moving forward, but letting go. Chapter 3. When Life Challenges You. As soon as he set foot in a strange land, Santiago was cheated. He lost all his money. In just one day, he went from a hopeful person to penniless. If it were me before, perhaps I would have turned back, told myself that dreams are just pipe dreams. But Santiago didn't. He chose to get up, worked in a crystal shop, patience, diligence, day by day. And it was that seemingly wasted time that taught him the most lessons. There are doors that only open after you overcome a failure. Chapter 4. The Language of the World. This is my favorite part. In his journey, Santiago gradually understood that the world is always sending signals, through encounters, through events, through seemingly random occurrences. Paulo Coelho calls them omens, not miracles, but observational skills. When your heart is truly focused on a goal, you will see opportunities you previously overlooked. Chapter 5. Love Doesn't Hold Back Dreams. In the desert, Santiago meets Fatima, a girl who makes him want to stop. For the first time, he stands between two choices, stay for love, or continue pursuing his dream. Surprisingly, Fatima doesn't hold him back. She says, if I am truly a part of your destiny, you will return. Reading this, I finally understand. True love, it's not a cage, it's wings. Chapter 6. The Alchemist Appears. At the end of his journey, Santiago meets the alchemist, a mysterious teacher. He doesn't just teach how to turn metal into gold. He teaches how to transform an ordinary person into the strongest version of himself. He constantly puts Santiago through challenges, not to fail him, but to discover the strength that has always existed within him. There are lessons no one can teach with words. You can only learn by experiencing them yourself. Chapter 7. The Treasure in an Unexpected Place. Finally, Santiago arrives at the place his dream led him to. But instead of treasure, what awaits him is the final challenge. And then he discovered a surprising truth. The treasure he was searching for was right where he had started. At first, I felt it was ironic, taking a huge detour to return to the starting point. But then I understood. If Santiago hadn't set out, if he hadn't crossed the desert, if he hadn't met those people, he hadn't known what loss was, he hadn't learned to listen to his heart, then even if the treasure lay right at his feet, he would never have realized it. The end. An inspirational message. When I closed the book, I realized perhaps The Alchemist was never a story about gold and silver. It's a story about courage, about daring to leave your comfort zone, about believing in yourself, even when the whole world doubted you. We often think happiness lies in a distant destination, a better job, a bigger house, someday in the future. But Paulo Coelho reminds us the most valuable thing is not where you go, but the person you become along the way. If today you only remember one thing from this book, then remember this. Don't give up on your dreams just because the road to them is too long, because that very road is silently transforming you into a stronger version of yourself every day. Maybe right now, you're still in the first steps. Maybe you've just failed. Maybe you're doubting yourself. But who knows? That's not a sign to stop, but a sign that you're truly beginning your journey. Because in the end, the greatest treasure Santiago found isn't in the chest, but it lies within you after that journey. And perhaps that is also the treasure that each of us is searching for. Not gold, not money, but the best version of ourselves. Always remember, every great journey begins with a fearful step. But only those who dare to take that step have the chance to touch the miracle. Please subscribe to the channel to listen to great books every day. Thank you.